Good evening, everybody. This is Encounters, the late night UFO talk show with your host, CmdrAleon. Good to have you all here. Everybody coming in. And we made it on just a little bit after, it's about 14 after 11. So welcome, Chesno. Welcome. Everybody around the world, welcome to Encounters. And tonight we're getting back into ET UFO discussions. Last night we were kind of delving into a few different things about ourselves on here for people. But tonight we're just going head back in on a Monday discussions. Last night we were kind of delving into a few different things about ourselves on here for people. But tonight we're just going head back in on a Monday night into the whole UFO ET thing. And we're going to stay pretty much on focus here. With people that are having encounters, visitations. I really want to stay focused on that. It's really important. And oh wow! And we have someone very special. Name, you'll know him, the famous co-host of. I got a hat. Oh my God! Thank you, Chesno. Have down the rabbit hole.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Encounters, and let's talk UFOs.
Yep.
There's been so much videos. Did you see the San Diego video?
When did that happen?
I just saw it recently on Facebook. I mean, on TikTok. Somebody sent it to me, so I figured if they send it to me, they send them to you. But
Yeah.
At first, I was like, oh, it looks like a bunch of fireworks in the sky, but they were in the sky longer than a firework. And now, remember when a few weeks ago, I told you when I was driving with my wife and we saw a UFO in the sky. Oh, shoot, oh my gosh. Is that one? So we saw a UFO in the sky that had like a tail. It was shooting like a tail.
Yeah.
And this video coming out of San Diego over the beach, over the water, has 5 of the same looking crafts that I saw a few weeks ago in this video.
Yeah.
So to me,
Wow.
it's very real looking.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. I see a lot of videos I don't post that look like they have these parachute divers they parachute really high up and they light up the sky with some sort of special equipment or something. I don't know what it is, and some people are seeing those too, and those are not extraterrestrial spaceships. But what you're talking about sounds a little bit different. You know?
Yeah, this was they were moving around, zooming around. And I think Friends with Fairies has another UFO video up too.
Yeah, I have to go back on her page and check. There's so much stuff happening. I've posted. I haven't posted all here yet. I think I've posted some new ones on Astro Spaceship News here, and I'm every other day getting more video footage that is pretty amazing. And I'm really careful about what I look at and what I see and what I get. And every single video is pretty good, unless it's like really blurry or a little dot in the sky. I usually pass those because even if they're real, it's so minute that you can't really put anything to it that you can say, "Oh, here it is." It's really something. That's when you're going out.
I think somebody's gonna have contact tonight.
Oh, I think so. Somebody will too. I think that's just a given that we will see somebody out there having contact or who has had contact. Yeah. And the sky's going to continue getting on fire as we go into 2024, 2025. It's just going to increase to the point where something's going to give. Meaning, I think that the different defense departments of different countries that have information, they're all going to have to look at this and say, we can't stop this. It's starting to happen and it is. Johnny Mill says I
I
break the
saw the
contact.
video out of Canada.
Oh, the one with the gentleman?
Oh
The
man,
gentleman,
yeah, he
yeah.
was.
He was with
Hold
the
on, the
he was the
government's
Minister of
trying to
Defense,
help.
wasn't he, with the Canadian Defense Department?
Yes, he was, and he had this book with all these notes in it, and stickers sticking out of it, and he was, he you can tell that he was a skeptic that became a believer,
Right.
and he wasn't familiar because he was saying the names wrong and incorrectly,
Yeah. Yeah,
but
he was saying
his
no.
but his information was spot on.
Right. The information was. I created I'm gonna send it to you in Grace and have you look at it. But I'm going to create a a thing where people can come in. I created this poster, and it's unrelated to encounters. But on my lunch break, I was looking at all these people talking. It's amazing how many people are talking about the Middle East or whatever. But I wanted to bring in a galactic presentation to that, and I'll send you a copy of what I made and see what you both think about it. So that's on another thing. But anyway, I think there's so much going on right now, and there's so much increased activity. Usually, people are recording stuff everywhere, and I'm just like, okay, so I slow down the pace of sharing these videos, but I am trying to, put the videos on either once a day, a new video, because and then I'll slow down a bit. And I want to talk about last night's show towards the end, because some people who weren't on last night, something very strange happened. And if you weren't on last night, I'm telling you, James was here, Skip was here, and whoever was here last night, I couldn't
No,
even make
Grace
this up.
left alive after the before the full encounter.
Yeah, there was an encounter, folks. Guess who had an encounter? And I have no idea what's happening last night. Guess who had an encounter? Guess. If you weren't here, man, I'm telling you. I had an encounter last night, and I was pretty sure I was being visited. Okay. It took me by surprise last night. Only on the encounters could you have an encounter. Last
That's
night I
right.
was like, it took me out of my zone. I was focused on the show. Every once in a while I keep looking like this. I'd be looking like that for no reason. Did you notice me turning my
Guys,
head a few times?
he looked like he saw a ghost. He looked like the Gozer showed up in his room over there.
No. So get this. I didn't tell my daughter anything. I looked there's nothing there. Music starts playing. I think it's a famous singer from the 40s. I almost have her name. I can't remember it. But the Alexa app, there's an Alexa in her room,
You know what you
and
should do? Go up to her and tell her to play the last song.
I tried to. No, I asked it to play the last song. It never played the song that went on last night.
Wait, it didn't play the last song that it played?
No.
Wow.
What's that noise? Hold on a minute.
Oh shit. Sorry guys, I don't mean to curse. I'm so sorry. Oh he's getting the bat. You better watch out for your cat, Commander. It looks so funny with the green screen.
No,
Commander,
I'm
do a
good.
little dance for us behind the chair at
I
the
just
green
had the
screen.
screen door. The screen door on the porch was like going back and forth because it wasn't closed. So that's all that was. I'm good.
Yeah, it was Bigfoot trying to get into your toolbox again.
Yeah, but last night, honestly, folks, if you weren't on last night on Encounters, we're just getting to the tail end of our show, and the Alexa app goes off in my daughter's room and starts playing some old song that was like from the 40s or 50s, and and the Alexa app starts talking as I'm going, and I say, Alexa, I tell Alexa app to stop, but I didn't think to say, Alexa, what was the last song that was played, or what is the song? I should have asked her what was the song, but it was. Chesna, you were on last night
Yeah,
when this
but
happened, right?
usually if you ask her to play the last song played, she'll play the last song played. I've got them all over my house.
Yeah. And some people said they were hearing things or whatever. It wasn't any kind of a ghost or anything. It was definitely extraterrestrial. And
Somebody
for
said they
whatever
heard a
reason,
rumble. Two or three people said they heard a rumbling like a car engine.
yeah, what would that be? The
And
a spaceship wouldn't rumble that kind of a sound, I don't
and
think.
you guys know how TikTok works. I'm on the live with Commander, so when you're on live, it like amplifies the sound, and I didn't hear anything on my end.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything.
Commander, did you get a chance to look at the picture? Re-look at the picture?
Not yet. I should have looked at it today, but I haven't chance to do it yet. I'm going to. I have it. Um, I'm definitely going to do that. I was so involved in trying to figure this out this morning, and today I've been trying to put my head over it. What happened last night? But yeah, not to be, not to really belabor it or whatever. But it was definitely something weird that happened towards the end of the show where I am, right here in my location, inside my location, and Saint said I heard a static. Yeah, I didn't hear anything except the music. That's what got me. The music thing started going on. That's when I kind of freaked out for a minute because I was taken out of my zone.
Oh,
You know,
you were taken out of the zone, all right. I'm so glad we got that on recording.
yeah. That show I haven't put on YouTube yet. It is going to go on YouTube in the morning. So that show, if you
You
haven't
better
seen it
not
last
edit
night,
that
it's
part out.
yeah, that's going to be interesting.
In
And I
fact, what
think
you
I
should
want.
do is you should crop that little section of you like looking over. What was that? And you should make a little video and put that on your TikTok so people could see some of the things that happen on our show.
Yeah, I will definitely crop it. I need to do that. When you hear the whole show from last night towards the end, I'm even going to listen to it because I didn't even. I want to hear what other people are hearing from the perspective of the person that was listening to the show, watching the show.
Well, we
Yeah,
were really preaching last night spirituality and not encounters, and that, we might have invoked some type of just an entity to come say hello.
I have no idea, but I prefer to have an understanding before something happens that it's going to happen. If you know what I mean.
Well, we don't get to pick and choose, Commander.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
We got to take encounters when we get them. You might
Well,
you
that
might
was
be on the toilet and an encounter. You might not be ready for it, but you better
well. Remember
embrace it.
remember the show, James? A while ago, we had. I asked people, "Do you feel a coolness?" And everyone in the room or on the show, the
Oh,
audience said, "Oh yeah, we're
definitely.
feeling a coolness." I
Oh
can't
yeah,
make any of
that
this
was
stuff up. I
that.
remember with everyone in the room, I said, maybe it's just me. It's got to be just me, right? And then last night, I felt the coolness again, and people said, "Yeah, I'm feeling it too." You even said you were feeling it.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So it just makes me realize that come November 12th, we're sending
Oh,
3 or 4 spaceships over to the Gaza Israeli area. Um, I know it's
there's
going to
already
happen.
spaceships there.
Oh, I know there are. There's going to be more.
They are already there. I'm seeing videos out of there like crazy. And they
Oh,
all
yeah.
get taken down. They all get taken down. Every video I've seen of what looks like a craft over TikTok, I go to look for it again in my history. where I liked it and the video is no longer available.
Yeah. You mean the ones in the Middle East?
Yeah.
Really? That's kind of weird. Why would they take them down?
I'm
It doesn't
thinking
make
because
sense.
it's showing, missiles in the air and,
Yeah.
war and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like that. Nobody
Why do
wants
you
to see
think they
that
take it
stuff.
down? I don't know why they would take it down unless they have a big deal about that. But then some of the news stations have TikTok and they're showing the Middle East and they show buildings destroyed. So, what's the difference?
Right. The difference is they don't want us talking about the disclosure.
But we
We
are.
want
That's
the
the whole thing.
info. We want
We've
the
been
info.
we've been blessed here with encounters. We are this show is well protected, brothers and sisters. Many come and many go, but we are here to stay. Yeah, do you have videos on YouTube on any ETs on camera? I don't have any Dream Man, that's a great question. I don't really have any videos about ETs. I've seen what appears to be videos that are all over the place already, but I'm not interested in them because if I want to present any extraterrestrial intelligence, I want to present a physical star being of light. If I was able to get that on video, that'd be the first thing I put in my YouTube right here on TikTok. But
Commander, do you
nothing.
have a ring camera in your backyard?
A ring? No, we don't have a ring camera.
You should get some type of camera for your backyard because for all you know, you could be getting encounters all the time back there and not even know it.
That's
Kadar
true
Maka
too.
could be using your barbecue at night. You wouldn't even know.
That's right. Absolutely. And we want to welcome. This is James, our co-host, longtime co-host of our
Yes,
show,
somebody's got a
Encounters.
story.
You what?
Somebody in the chat has a story they want to share.
Let's see here. Who is that person? Can I come on and share my story? Yes, you can. Absolutely. And she has enough people to do it. We're going to invite you again. Also, the only thing I ask, even though Rabbit's not on the camera, please turn your camera on if you can.
I'll
If you
turn
don't
my
know how to,
camera on with the background on. How about
I
that?
think is it Mikkel Rose?
Michei, yes.
Yep. Can you turn your volume up a little bit? You're a little bit
Oh,
low.
can you hear me now?
I sure can. Can you turn your camera on?
How do I do that? This is my first time.
We help everybody out here on
Oh,
Encounters.
save,
So
right?
yeah, you press the save button, where the camera icon is, you save it, it will bring you on live. I mean, it will bring your face on live.
Got it.
You,
Hi.
this is great. It works. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
How are y'all?
We're
Hello.
doing good. We're glad to meet you on Encounters.
So I've been listening to you guys for a long time, and I think I finally am ready to tell my story, even though I'm nervous. Um, so y'all ready to hear it?
It's okay to be nervous.
I'm so
It's a
We're
safe
ready
place to be.
to
This
okay
is
hear
this
it.
is a totally safe show.
because it's
I got
super.
my.
It's super weird. So,
Is
um,
it weirder than me?
what's that? Unique?
Is it weirder than me?
He says they're wither than him.
Maybe not.
My co-host can get weird, so don't feel like you're weird because you're not even weird compared to him.
Okay, so this particular thing happened to me probably let's say 2015.
Hmm.
So what is that? 8 years ago. I was in my home with my then husband, and that I had lost my job, so I always stayed up late and played Rock Band, if y'all remember that.
Oh yeah, I do.
Ooh,
Yep.
Oh
yeah.
my God, I was obsessed with it. So I would stay up really late all the time and play it by myself. So I remember one night, just like always, I was playing Rock Band, and next thing you know, I wake up and I'm on my back, on my living room floor, which is where I was
Oh my
playing.
God. Yeah.
And um didn't know how I got there or anything like that. I was straight, like my arms were straight, my legs were straight, just straight on my back.
Hmm.
But then when I woke up and like I got up, I felt fine. It was everything was fine. But then I noticed that I must have like touched my pants and my pants were like damp. And I was like,
Hmm.
did I pee on myself? Like at first that's what I thought. I was like, oh my
Right.
God, like what is going on, right? But no, it was literally from my belt loop of my jean to all the way at the bottom. It was the tiniest damp you could get. It was the
Yeah.
weirdest thing. Not my shirt, not anything else on my body, not any like my even my leg itself was not wet, but my pants, just my
Yeah.
jeans
That's weird.
were yeah. It was super weird and for some reason, even though I don't remember anything, it was like I was here one place and then back to the other.
Yeah.
Um I I knew, I just knew that it was a meeting, I guess you could say. Like I don't know
A
why I
meeting.
felt that way, but I felt that it was like a meeting. I knew it wasn't anything to harm me or anything like that, but I knew
Right.
in my heart that it was it was just a meeting and they did what they did. I don't know what they did. I have no recollection. And that's why I think it's really weird. And that's why I was kind of scared to even say that because I don't remember anything.
Yeah,
Nothing.
you blanked out of memory of it. That's interesting.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when you say a meeting, this is Encounters, a late night UFO talk show. I'm CmdrAleon. My co-host somehow disappeared. Maybe I had to drop back out in the rabbit hole. So when you say a
He thought I was
meeting,
too weird. No, I'm just joking.
it's okay. He's good. Um, if you had a meeting and you don't remember it, do you think you were taken? Do you have any missing time from the meeting?
I
Do you
do.
remember, like, you have missing
I
time? So
totally.
missing time doesn't, yeah. So missing time doesn't always mean it's a negative experience. Some people have missing, there are people that have been abducted over the different decades that had missing time and they can't remember certain things. They were taken or whatever. In your case, it sounds like you had missing time, but not in a negative way of missing time. You were taken into another place. You can't remember what happened because now you're back on Earth in your physical form,
Yeah.
in your reality.
Yeah.
None of it, no, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And
I was totally fine. I mean, I wasn't like, that's the weird thing too. Like, I wasn't like really freaked out.
mhm,
Even my husband at the time was like, "Well, where's your pants?" And I'm like, "I took them off and put them in the washer, and I washed them." Like he was like, "Well, why didn't you show me?" And I'm like, I don't know. It was the weirdest thing. Like, I
yeah,
did wasn't a big deal,
yeah.
really. Yeah.
Now, have you ever thought about now that it has to be certain people that do hypnotists that do this kind of thing? There are the people like a Bud Hopkins, people like that are well known in the field, but there are probably people in different states that do hypnotism on people with missing time. Have you ever looked into that in terms of trying to
I
go to
have
somebody that can?
I have
Yeah,
not. But that would be really cool. I would be really interested in doing that. Yeah.
yeah. I think that's one of the things I'd recommend whenever you get a chance. Check out in some of the metaphysical communities, if you have any of that down there where you are. Up here, there's a lot in New England, but in terms of metaphysics, a hypnotist that deals with the whole thing of extraterrestrial encounters and missing time is the kind of person you want to search out. And I'm sure there's some of them down there where you are in your state. You just have to figure out where they are.
I'm here
I'd
in New
love to hear.
Orleans, so I'm that way down south than you, but I'm sure there is down here for sure.
There's got to be. And they're usually in every state. There's at least one or two that focus on the whole UFO encounter situation, and I think that's something. Killa saying they wipe out your memory. In many cases, they're just wanting you to forget. But if they had a meeting, the word meeting means something very important. But the thing that doesn't make sense is how come you were damp and wet in that one area and but you knew there was a meeting. That's the part you do remember.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's what like has stuck with me and is so weird because like even when I told my husband then, I'm like, it was like a meeting. Like I knew that when I got up, that's what popped in my head. It was like it was almost telepathically told to me, like, you're
Yeah.
okay, we didn't harm you. It was just a meeting. Like, and I remember that specifically, meeting.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was weird. But like the whole jeans, like why the jeans were wet, I have no
Yeah.
no
You
idea.
know, unless you were like jumping in some ancient water in another planet somewhere.
I don't know.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, someone's asking me if I can explain abductions and missing time. And as I have my guest here, I can say that missing time is when you're taken by off-planet beings. I'm not saying negative or positive, but that's the definition. Is you're taken, missing time is you have no time. Wherever you were, there was no time. You came back, you have time. Now you're back in time on Earth. But where you went somewhere, you had missing time. Not everybody does. Some of the people that are taken over the decades by space beings physically are taken on a ship in the desert have no missing time, and they're given a message to bring back to humanity. That's a lot of what people did at Giant Rock. These people no longer around. 90% of them have passed on, but they wrote terrific books about like a full hardcover book journaling all their experiences with Venusians and other beings that were positive. So now when you have your missing time, I find it fascinating because, what was that meeting? I'm more interested now to figure out what was the meeting about. What was that meeting that they had with you?
Right, I know. I would love to know myself. That's why I thought it
Yeah,
was so weird.
yeah, very strange. There's a way you can actually get around the missing time. A matter of fact, do you do any meditation?
I don't, but I need to.
Yeah, so this is some homework while we're on the air here. That I always come up with something for each individual person. For you, it's to learn how to do some meditation, not just to be just relaxed. That's one type of meditation. But for you, it's to meditate and use your consciousness, like you speak verbally. Use your inner consciousness to communicate and say, "Who are you? The beings that had me in a meeting. Can you tell me who you are?" Now that you're asking, they might come forward in consciousness, communicate with you, and tell you who they are. Because
Right.
obviously you want to know where you were, who you were meeting with, what this meeting was, and you have, you can do that.
Yeah.
Skip to Grace says, "Do it right now, Commander."
Let's do it
Uh,
right now.
yeah, she's our spiritual counselor. We'll bring her up here.
Okay.
Um, she's our spiritual counselor on
Okay.
the show. And she's in Connecticut. She's with our Ashtar group, our C5 group. And we just graced her with the ability to show her face now, and we're going to have her face on here in a second. So now she knows how to put herself on the air here, I think.
I know. I kept asking, like, does she have enough followers to get on? Hey.
Yeah, that's Grace. She's in Connecticut with me. She's our spiritual cosmic guru. I'm just saying not guru, but she's here with us.
I think you were
He's
So
a
just on, were
Grace,
you
guru.
just on my first live?
I was, yes. I said hello.
I'm
and Grace,
painting.
you're saying let's do it right now. Can you explain that more further in detail?
Yeah. So I have worked with, over the years, I do mindset coaching, and I've done time travel meditations with people where I can take you back to the place, and you can tap into that, your self-conscious mind at that moment.
Are
And
you going to
even
do that right
and
now, Grace?
Yeah, she
yeah,
wants to do it
No
now.
way.
Yeah,
Holy
you got me
crap.
floored
Wait,
there,
hold
Grace.
on a second. Everybody, go get your popcorn. Go
I'm
get your
telling
drink.
you.
You
And
better
if there's
buckle your
anybody in the
seatbelts.
room that wants to participate, they can as well, because if there's something you want to find out about yourself. Yep, go ahead. Are you okay with that?
Would you be willing to do it?
Yeah,
Okay, she's for it.
yeah,
I am psyched. We're going to actually take her
yeah.
into, and Grace knows I don't know anything about how to do that part of it. Grace is going to, can you explain how this is done, Grace?
So it's really simple. It's like any other guided meditation. So you are, so I learned this from a woman a while back. And I did it to help heal my inner child. You know, I had like some issues I wanted to work through. And I had done it, this time travel meditation, and it's so effective and so simple. And it's not as complicated as you think. And you don't have to go under, you know, like you would with hypnosis. You know, with hypnosis, you kind of they kind of put you in the alpha state, but you can kind of go into a semi-alpha state and then go back to that period of where you were, and you could ask yourself what happened and talk to yourself to find out what happened.
I'm kind of scared.
Yeah.
Oh, don't be scared. The one
Don't
thing
be
I will say is don't
scared
be scared.
because,
No,
I mean, what's the
don't be
worst could happen
scared.
is nothing.
I'm here with you. Yeah, we're protected.
No, I know.
Yeah, we're all
I
protected.
guess I'm just nervous because it's
I'm.
like the
You're,
unknown, you know.
we're all
Well,
a little
on
nervous. I'm going to
encounters,
turn my
anything
mic
is
off.
possible.
I'm going
Anything's
to turn my
possible
mic
here.
off and let Grace do her thing.
Well,
Yeah,
hey,
I'm going to
I'm
just
in
listen to Grace.
I'm in
Right.
New Orleans, Louisiana. If I get taken away tonight.
Well, we'll all meet at the same party. How about that?
Yeah, we'll be there.
Okay.
And we're going to ask Archangel Michael to come in and just kind of sit in the room right now, because we're going to ask for the full on grid to be built. So we're going to actually relax, take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Everybody in the room do the same thing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And just take a minute to kind of like tap in to you and your inner being, if you know what that means. Just kind of resonate inside of yourself. Feel your thoughts entering into your own source connection. So you're drawing you're not worrying about the room that we're in now. You're not worrying about the people that are around you. Get comfortable and just close your eyes. Now imagine yourself laying down on the couch. In your mind's eye, imagine yourself laying down on the couch. So while you're doing this, I'm going to just ask Metatron to come in and build the grid around us and to be the gatekeeper, so that we're fully protected and that we're not any kind of negative entities or anything that's been around or that wants to join in on this meditation. Let them be removed now. Archangel Michael's going to take care of that right now. So we're not going to allow any negativity to penetrate the room or anyone partaking in this meditation. It's only for the highest and the best purposes. So now I want you to just listen to your breathing. You don't have to do anything particular. Just listen to your breathing and go very quietly breathing in and then breathing out, and very gently just allowing the breath to rise up and go down. And you can feel your chest rising, feel your belly rising, and then feel the air contracting and leaving your body, taking in fresh air, fresh oxygen, and allowing that to just literally saturate all the areas of the body, the nadars, every single aspect of the body, allowing your body to relax fully and feeling the most comfortable you've ever felt before, feeling safe, feeling wonderful, feeling the best you've ever felt in your life. And now what you're going to do is you're going to feel yourself just slowly, take it easy and very slow. Feel yourself going back to that night and see yourself playing drums. See yourself playing the drums. See yourself working out. and think about the song you were playing. And now I want you to allow your body to go back into the state that you were in when you woke up and saw your body laying flat on the ground or in your living room floor. Now I want you to withdraw back into the body. I don't want you to wake up or open your eyes. I want you to lie there for a moment and ask yourself, your inner being connection, why and what happened, why you left, who was with you, and what was the purpose. And you need to ask yourself, now take a minute to come outside of the body for a minute. Like you're leaving your body, your spirit's leaving your body for a second, and you're hovering like right over the top of your body, and you're imagining, you're seeing your body laying flat on the carpet or on the floor. Now scan the body, and now asking the body to heal, and asking the body that's fully protected, feeling the best you've ever felt in your life, to tell you why you had the journey and who orchestrated the journey. Was it your inner being? Was it your spirit leaving? Was it your body reacting to an electric pull or electromagnetic pull? Now, seeing yourself scanning the body and looking around. Now we're going to take a step back a little bit further to just before you left the drum set. Now there was a space and time between the time you left the drum set and the time that you woke up on the floor. I want you to bring yourself back to that time and feeling really good, the best you've ever felt in your life, and listening to what the inner being is saying to you, and ask your inner being why you had that experience. Allowing for the inner being to answer and say, why did I have this experience? What was I meant to learn?
Hearing safety. That's all.
Okay.
Is safety. And then when I ask how I left, all I hear is up, up, up.
Okay, so you're astral traveling. So now bring yourself back to that moment you were astral traveling. Think about where you were when you were astral traveling, and what the intention was for you to have that experience, and what it was you were learning during that experience. So you're above your body. You're in that same state that you were in when you traveled. Who was it that you met? Just ask the question. You don't have to answer right now. Just take a minute to ask the question and tell yourself that you are safe and that you love yourself. Allowing for the love of the source to come through and to completely surround your body with the protection of the Christed energy. And and asking for your body to provide you the information that you are lacking at this moment. So now you're going to make another twist, and you're going to turn around. You're going to see a staircase. Now you're hovering above your body, and you're going to step up the steps. You're going to see like 5 steps, and you're going to step up the steps. And when you step up the steps, you're going to see a doorway, like a golden doorway. And you're going to open the doorway and it's going to show you what you were looking for when you had that experience. Now take a minute to just sit in that space, listen.
It's peace.
Allowing yourself to heal. Why? Ask why you came back. Don't leave yet there. Stay where you are, but ask why you came back. Perspired. What were you doing? What was your body experiencing to create that experience? And why that physically showed up? Were you running through a sprinkler? What were you doing? Ask your inner being what you were doing.
I was underground.
Okay. Were you with someone?
Yes.
Can you see who you were with? Okay, can you ask them to come forward?
Yeah.
Were you with someone you knew?
No.
Okay. Were you with a light being?
It seems like it, yes. It was somebody I trusted. It wasn't like scary or anything like that.
Okay, so take a step through the threshold of the doorway and look further out into the distance. And that trusted being or soul that you were with is going to make themselves appear to you. You're allowing that. So allow that communication to happen.
I don't see anyone specifically. I'm seeing
Are you feeling?
yeah, I'm feeling peace and almost like I'm in space. That's the only way I can really describe it.
Okay, so that's wonderful. So feeling great, taking one step further into that space that you were feeling, and asking again, why did you come back with the physical manifestation that you came back with, that you experienced? What was happening there? Was it moisture? Were you cold?
No, they're showing me like underground, but like water underground.
Okay, so you were walking in water. You were in water.
Yeah.
Were you seeing anything else? Look around and tell us what you were seeing.
No.
What are you feeling?
Just peace.
Peace. Any colors?
Blue.
Okay, nice. Nice.
Lots of blue.
Any light?
Some yellow.
Oh, golden light, golden light. Do you see any entities, anything at all that you can resonate with the energy?
I do not. No.
But feeling joy, feeling really happy, feeling joy.
Very peaceful. Yes.
Do you feel like you were in the presence of the Christed energy?
I do.
Do you feel at that time you needed healing?
Yes.
Okay, so you went and sought out healing, and I believe you received the healing. So just say thank you to the Christed energy for the healing and step back into the threshold that you were. Turn around and step back through the threshold. And now you find yourself on the other side of the threshold and you see the door, grab the door and close it shut, stepping back through to the other side. Taking your time. Are you getting any other thoughts coming through at the moment?
Kind of. I know this is gonna sound weird, maybe, but kind of sad, maybe.
Okay. Sad for leaving. Sad for leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a higher like self that you're experiencing. And so I feel like you were having like a childhood experience in another, like on another level. And you were doing something joyful and it like physically manifested. It's almost like a time jump or something. So now walking back down the stairs, seeing your feet, stepping back down the stairs, drawing yourself back into your own body, and coming back to the place that you're in right now on the couch, feeling safe, feeling comfortable, feeling the best you've ever felt, knowing that you've been healed, and you're back.
I'm back. Oh my God, how many answers did we get?
Oh,
Really
goodness
good.
gracious.
I honestly don't even really remember what I said.
Oh my gosh. Grace, that was amazing.
Wow. Thank you.
That was like a quick version of the like what time travel, and you can do that on your own too. It's nicer to have a guide do it, but you are I feel like what you were feeling is were you going through trauma at that time, heavy trauma?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you escaped. You escaped and you were experiencing, a childlike experience. You created that childlike experience and you received it.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Grace, did she go into another realm with beings, light beings? You mentioned at one point these light beings. I got that feeling before you were doing this that she had missing time. She really did. And as I'm watching what's going on here, you're getting me taken out a little bit. I'm watching, but I come back and I'm watching her and I can see she's totally out of this realm. You have her totally in another place.
Yeah, you were definitely in a different space. I mean, you went there so easily that
Yeah.
I know for sure that's what you did was you raised your vibration so high while playing the drums because you enjoyed it so much that you just went pew.
Yeah, she
Your
did.
consciousness just like took a like flying leap.
That's why I say I feel like I don't remember what I said.
Yeah.
What did I say, guys?
Well, this show is being
I
recorded,
want to tell
so
you too, with the music thing, I'm a musician as well. And when you do get in the zone, you can tap into that spirit source for sure.
Yeah, no, definitely I can feel that. Like I feel the vibrations all the time, especially when I'm playing guitar or drums or something. Like it's just much easier for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing is, this show you'll be able to watch it on YouTube at some point tomorrow. It's going to be all these shows are on YouTube. So if you miss a show, everyone can go on YouTube and watch it. My show from last night has not been put on YouTube yet, but you're going to find that kind of weirded out at the end as well. But tonight, what she just did, Grace did, was beautiful. I didn't even know you were able to do that.
Yeah, it's part of like my experience that when I work with my clients, I do this a lot, especially for people who've experienced similar scenarios, And but I learned this from a woman years ago, and I did this on a live video, and like we are doing now, and I was in my kitchen. And I did exactly the same. It was a little bit more longer and a little bit more detailed, but this was a little bit shorter version of that. And
Yeah.
it just transformed me.
Yeah. It was great. I think
That was awesome.
it
Thank
for
you so
two.
much.
Yeah,
I've never like almost felt like I was like what do you call it? Hypnotized. Because I've
yeah.
never done that before. And I know I wasn't. I was here, but I was just in a different state that I've never really been in before. So that was awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, it's sort of, you sort of, it gives you an opportunity when you relax like that and you get guided.
Hmm.
You step aside a little bit. And when you step aside, it allows for the mind to um, kind of click into the subconscious, like sort of like you're going into theta, but you're not quite there.
Right.
And then it gives you a more open pathway to receiving and remembering. So the first meditation I ever did with this, the time travel meditation, was just healing the inner child. So it
Hmm.
was going
Okay.
back to a time when you were like a child and you felt pain. You could do something very similar, and it's just profound. And
So can she Grace do this? Like talk to her. I mean, talk yourself into this state, or do you have to have someone like yourself there?
I think you could do it, but I think that it's much better if you have someone helping you do it,
Yeah.
because you take the prompts, and then what you're doing is you're safely like prepping yourself to, you're safely leaving. You don't want
Hmm.
to just beeline out. And we always talk about this a lot in the show about protection.
Yeah. Always. Yeah.
You don't want to just go, oh, I got to go find out what happened, and can
Right.
anybody tell me what happened? That's not what you want to do. You want to use specific language. So it would be a great idea to have somebody who maybe understands this kind of work. But I feel like the Dolores Cannon people might be able to help you if you want to go deeper. Like they have
Does she have? They have an organization, I believe, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
have a Dolores Cannon's work was phenomenal, and she
Oh
did
yeah.
hypnosis. She did regression hypnosis, and her daughter took after she passed, her daughter took over her school, and she now runs the school, and they have practitioners all over the country.
Wow.
Oh, interesting.
Yes,
Very good.
you could go on their website and probably locate somebody near your area, and then it's a little pricey to do the regression therapy, but I think it's worth it.
Well, and that's what I was going to say, not to get off topic, but I do personally myself, like I don't remember a lot of my childhood.
Mhm.
So I think there's a reason for that, obviously, and of course I would want to look into that. So for me, just for that itself and not because of everything else that's happened to me would be worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think
Interesting.
you know what you need.
Yeah.
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 Interesting.
Yeah.
You know what, Grace? I'm just thinking we should make this a regular segment in our show. If people have had
He's
missing
like, you're gonna
time,
have to do this every night now.
we
That
can.
was
I
so
think I
awesome,
just
y'all. I
decided, Grace,
swear.
that
Like I'm not a meditative person. Like I don't meditate. I get the idea of it, but I don't practice it a lot. So that's why I'm honestly shocked that you got anything out of me or that I even saw anything or said anything because I it just came so easily.
Well,
It's crazy.
because there's no pressure, like there's no pressure. When there is too much pressure, there's too much resistance that happens. And when you build resistance, then there's just you put up a barrier and a block, and it's difficult to, anything to happen. I
yeah,
mean, some days I try to meditate and I'm just frustrated because I needed to do something I didn't do, or I needed to take care of something and it's bothering me, so I couldn't get out of my own way.
Yeah.
So because it's delivered in such a way that it's It's easy. It should be easy. It should never be difficult. And when it's difficult is when you want to, the chaos comes, you want to run.
Right. It's
Yeah.
more stressful than trying to meditate. Like if you say to yourself, I really want to meditate, I've got to do this. Sometimes it doesn't work. When
Right.
you're like, when Grace is doing that, I know half the people in this broadcast were out there, wherever they were being taken out. I'm pretty sure of it.
I think the thing is, it's having the guidance to come back, to come back safely, and
Yeah.
this is what the meditation, the Dolores Cannon group does. I got hypnotized years ago to quit smoking, like over 27 years ago.
Hmm.
And when I quit smoking, the girl said to me, I told the woman, please, please, please put a message in there that helps me from gaining weight. I didn't want to gain
Mhm.
weight because when you replace something, you always, you quit something, you always replace it with something. And she was like, I never went back to smoking. It's been over, I want to say it's like 27 years I haven't smoked.
Wow.
And I never gained a pound.
Yeah. That's awesome. I quit smoking almost a year and a half ago. So yeah, it's hard, girl. Good
It's
for you.
very hard. It's such a bad habit.
It really is.
The cigarette companies design cigarettes chemically to keep you addicted,
Yeah.
and they not only do that to people in general, but they target women specifically. So if you think about like the carcinogens in cigarettes, there's probably like 45 different chemicals in a cigarette
Yeah.
that's tweaked to keep you addicted. And that's what got me. That was like, I had already kind of set that tone. And like you did it tonight, you set the tone
Yeah.
for healing your inner child and your childhood. Because a lot of times when we have trauma, and believe me, I'm not a doctor, but I've learned a lot, and I have a gift of just knowing and just using discernment. But I've done life coaching for a very, very long time. And methods like this I've been taught by people, but it's important to have the right person
Right.
help you with this. And it's a process. It's not something that's going to happen overnight either.
You totally made me feel comfortable, safe, transitioning, and I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. And I mean, now let me ask you this. What did you get anything come through about the moisture on the pants? Because you said
Yeah, I
you
was wondering
were
about
in
that too.
water. You said you were in water.
All I got was I was underground, but it was water.
Do you think that
Yeah.
you went to the inner world
You know
around?
what? I was just thinking that inner earth, when you talk about and I read as she's doing that, I'm trying to read your energy quietly here, and then I'm being taken out. So I think you were taken into the inner earth. I think the beings you met were very advanced, very spiritual light beings that happened to be from the Agartha, the subterranean cities of the earth. I think I think Grace, if you take her out again, I don't know about tonight, but or maybe it's up to her. I bet you can go deeper into that, and I bet you, without trying to project, that's where she went. I think there's more to it than just the water. When I heard the word water, I'm saying inner earth. She went to the inner earth.
So
I'm very, very,
does that mean like literally like cuz I'm literally seeing like I guess at the time I was seeing like the earth and then like under the core of earth.
yes,
Okay, that's what that means.
under the core. So the translation of under the core, and this is where I can help. When you use your mind saying under the core,
Hmm.
the front is the top of the earth is the surface world. You
Right.
went into the core, which is in a translation, you went into the inner earth. I don't know if you yet remember all the beings you met there, but I'm sure Grace can probably bring you into a space where you go deeper to what she's doing, and she knows what she's doing. And I would bet that you'll say things with your eyes closed that you're not going to remember, but we will because it's recorded.
Yeah.
We will.
That
Yeah,
was
I think that.
really cool.
I
Yeah,
know it was. If you don't mind, I don't really think I want to do any more tonight, but
yeah,
I'll give other people some chances to talk and stuff. But maybe another time tomorrow,
yeah.
whenever we're back on, for sure.
Yeah, we're on at 11 usually, so we might want to do a second part with you with Grace and
Okay.
take you deeper into the inner earth because that's where you actually went. I can't read into it anymore. I want to save all the stuff for Grace on her side because I don't know how she does what she does, but that's what part of her mission is. She's able to do that,
Okay.
and she did it quite beautifully tonight with you. And we so much thank you for you know coming on. Now you don't have to be nervous anymore because
I
you're amongst people
know.
here that you found a tribe of people here. I'm a contactee from the '60s, so I'm out of the closet already. I've been out of the closet for years. I tell people I'm from Mars, and I am.
That's
You
awesome.
know,
I love
that's
it.
where I
I
come
love
from.
it. I love
Yeah,
y'all.
I really think that, Michei, I want you to journal. I'm going to ask for you to journal and to take a little bit of quiet time, before you go either tonight or tomorrow morning
Mm,
and see if anything else comes to the surface.
Okay.
mm.
And then just, before you go to bed, just surround yourself with the white light of the Christed energy, and just resonate with the healing and the safeness that you felt.
Okay. I will do. I'll do
Okay.
that.
And we're following you now too. So everybody follow each other here. It's really
Yeah, I'll
important to
follow
do that.
you too. I'm gonna follow you now.
And
Yay.
that was
That's awesome. Thank you so much. I'll let somebody else come on and chat if you like.
You're welcome.
no
You're
problem.
welcome. A
We
pleasure.
thank you so much for being our first guest.
Absolutely.
And see, that's how it goes. And if you wish to come up here and you've had a situation when you can't remember your connection with an ET encounter or things of that nature, you can do it. Now we have someone here, a new person. He's coming up. He's a new person, and he wants to have you do hypnotism with him. I guess his name is James. And
Are you
James.
trying to say that there's creatures in the inner earth that are bringing people down there and showing them
down
around and splashing water on them?
there, and
That
James
is
goes into
some
the inner earth
wild
too.
stuff that you can't explain, right?
I bet there's, all kidding aside, I bet there's an entrance in Florida somewhere in the out nowhere land where there's an entrance into the inner earth. I wouldn't doubt
No,
it.
Missy said, oh, she was too weird. No, you were not weird at all. My damn connection was so bad. I was so mad because I wanted to be in there. I had all these questions. I was trying to text Grace because, she was in New Orleans when this happened, and New
Yeah.
Orleans is a hot spot for ETs,
Oh yeah.
cryptic beings,
You know
paranormal,
what?
all of that. So
Hey,
she
Michelle.
literally she was playing. Now what I was trying to tell her when I got disconnected was I'm a musician too, and I have, when you're doing when you're doing a show and it's, an hour and a half show, sometimes when you play and practice so much, you don't really need to look at the music because you have it memorized, and
Mhm.
you get into a zone. And I have gotten into that spiritual zone while playing, where you can, almost like how the Christians would say, like, you invoke the spirit because your vibrational level is so high. And like she said, her story, she said, I was going through a divorce. I was playing. That was her therapy. She raised her vibration level, and boom, she got a spiritual baptism, a literal spiritual baptism
Yeah,
in
that's
her room.
my brain
Basically,
is
yeah.
my
You
brain
know,
is blowing up right now. Like my
and
head is
great.
exploding.
Now we
That's
have
why she
James
was
here.
wet. That's why she
Yeah.
was wet. She got a
Yeah.
spiritual baptism, a ET baptism.
An ET
Yeah,
baptism.
she had a really interesting. And I'd like to definitely
And
have her.
that's only the tip of the iceberg when you think about it. If you were
Hmm.
watching, and I was really clearly watching as she spoke, see what there's another part of her that came through with the information because it's there. The one part that
Absolutely.
doesn't remember is the 3-dimensional mind, but the other part that went to the inner earth was the part of her that spoke from within, without,
When
and
she said
that's
inner
Feel
earth,
like,
that blew my mind. I was like,
yeah,
the
what?
beings, I feel like the beings that made contact with her were of the highest light. I mean,
yeah,
because I
yeah,
took that journey while you were doing that meditation, I took that journey right
yeah.
with you.
All
And
being taken
when I
out.
crossed into that doorway, I felt the awesomeness, the glory, the peace
Yeah,
that she was talking about.
yeah, me
And
too.
those ETs are so rare. Many people will not have encounters with beings like that. So for her
Hmm.
to have had that happen, and Michi, I'm sure that I'm not sure that you know this, but that was a very, very rare occurrence that you had,
They were very
because
powerful too. I mean,
you
without
had
question.
a spiritual and physical experience at the same time,
Yeah, it's very
separately.
Absolutely,
powerful.
I agree with that. I feel like, and know what's so interesting too is like people always expect contact to be like a highly physical, head-on
Yeah,
experience.
they
And
think
many
it's going to be a
times,
physical. What you trying to say, Grace, is this is
yeah,
Encounters, the late night UFO talk show. We have Grace on, our spiritual cosmic guru, and we have James on, our down the rabbit hole guru co-host, and myself. I'm not a guru, but just kidding. But but when we talk about this, it's like there you have such an energy flow that transformed a lot of people that were sitting here. I mean, I was trying to keep my eyes straight open, but you were taking people out, and the more important one was the one that you were taking out. But you definitely affected James. You affected me. I'm sure other people were affected,
It
and that
really affected
energy
me,
was just
Grace.
so beautiful.
could you imagine that's in the room on TikTok? I mean, it's like, it just says a lot about like what our intentions can do,
Yeah,
and that we're all collective, field
Listen,
that,
as soon as that protection grid came in, I was locked in. I don't know if anybody
yeah, really.
watching felt it, but as soon as the protection came over, and and me personally, I'm a shielded person, and
Yeah.
I let Grace's energy guide me there, and I felt it, and I felt that peace that she was feeling, that source that she was touching. I was right there with her.
yeah, and
And
every
speaking of
time
touching,
I
Grace,
do a session, I bring that energy in because of this is the thing about I wish conventional therapies were this way. And I know that I've worked with therapists professionals over the years, and they have practiced those. They are therapists, they are licensed. My daughter's a licensed, therapist, and there are professionals that do use these practices. They will. And but you got to find them. They're not easy to
yeah,
find, but you have to
they're
seek
unique,
them out.
a unique breed of human beings on the planet that do that. You're right. And here's Austin, who was an incredible guest on my radio show the other day on Sunday, past Sunday,
Appreciate
also on
that.
our show here in Encounters. And he is back. So say hello to Austin, everybody.
Hey guys, I was just falling asleep listening to you guys, but it sounded really
Miss
interesting. That was
Austin.
amazing, Grace. I
Thank
wanted to tell
you.
you, I had an out of body experience. Sorry, I'm half asleep last night, and I don't know what kind of ship I was on, but I did ask my guide to aboard a ship. So I didn't see her, but this is what I saw. So in the ship, for some reason, I was floating in the ship. I didn't see the outside of the ship. It was all white. There wasn't much light in there, but everything was white. I don't know how to explain it. Like everything was sleek. There was hardly any buttons. I didn't see any like buttons you would press or anything like that. I'm thinking
Yeah.
it was all controlled with your head, probably telepathically. I didn't see any places where they would put their hands in or anything like that. But the
Yeah.
weird thing I saw was a case, a glass case with a suit in it. Now, you would think like an astronaut suit, but this suit looked advanced. It looked the helmet looked like a welder's helmet. The best way I can explain it, it was very flat.
Hmm.
It was
Wow.
protective like that, so it wasn't really bulky or nothing like that. The outfit also was white, but it was very thin. It was more. It would contour to your body a little bit more than the puffy looking one that they have now.
Yeah.
And then from some reason, what I remember is I don't know if I was in an elevator or something, but I was in some type of shaft, and I was
Mm-hmm.
floating up, and I was looking out like a window, I guess, if you will, and I could see the outer space and stuff like that. So, and it was really cool, and I could see like other spaceships out in like the distance or whatever.
Really?
But that's all I remember. I just wanted to share that. I thought that was really cool.
Now here's where I want Grace to come in.
Yeah.
Grace, can you do this with Austin right now, and we can take him into? Are you
I'm
willing,
not going to
Austin, to
fall
do
asleep.
this? You might fall asleep. You think
I
you
don't
can
know,
hang in there
Austin.
for a few
You
minutes?
gotta go somewhere and get comfortable.
Yeah, you have to find
I
a
know.
chair or something.
I was losing before. I did my first live, Commander, before, and my phone was dying, and I was like, "Am I gonna just have to go sit on the floor and plug in the phone like somewhere because I had a short cord, And I'm
Yeah.
thinking, finally, I have a really long cord now, and I have the phone plugged in because TikTok the battery just gets eaten up.
Uh,
But
You did great for your first live, though. You had, I think the most was like 150 almost.
I cannot
And
believe that. I was
you had
blown
10K
away.
taps right away. So I was like, oh, okay.
I know.
you got,
It's because I kept talking. I think I kept talking. I was talking about my artwork and the rocks and like the ground pigments that I use and stuff. So people are like that kind of stuff. I know you mentioned something about a spirit guide that you wanted to do or something.
Yes, yeah. So there's a couple things I think would be really interesting. And, the fact that you know how to like paint and stuff, that would be very interesting. And you use crystals. I find that fascinating. I sell crystals myself, but I collect crystals too. And I find that very fascinating the way you do that. So, I mean, I didn't know any of that until you started talking about that. I mean, okay, so my idea was that I was going to buy some of those paintings from you, but obviously I can't do them all at once, but, one at a time. And I think that would be really cool. I'd love to put it in my house, hang it up and stuff like that. Now, for both of you guys, and Commander and you, I think it'd be really cool. Now, it's up to you, obviously, but I think it'd be really cool if we like would teach the other people how to open up their gifts, how to connect to extraterrestrials, and things like that, and maybe use our experiences that we have. Obviously, you have some pretty good experiences yourself here, doing some guidance here, and it worked. I thought that was
yeah.
pretty fascinating. I had it happen to me one time. I started shaking and stuff like that. I got really cold, but I could not get myself to that state. I guess I felt exactly like she did. I wasn't there, but I was there. But yet I
Yeah.
couldn't get the information out. But I was shaking, and I knew I was
Yeah.
at that precipice, I guess, if you will.
Hmm.
I also had a past life regression, and it didn't work. But a month later, I had this regression, and I started remembering things. It was really weird.
Hmm. Well, see, that's what happened. I had past life regression in the 1980s or late 80s up
Okay.
in Connecticut, a woman who hypnotized people in related to ET levels. And she had, everything was cassette recorders. There's no CDs or I don't think, I don't think they had cell phones with, with social media or anything. And so she recorded this thing. And I remembered it. I still have the tape somewhere on the cassette. And I was talking about where I was in Atlantis and I was talking about what it was like there. I looked back at the tape. I actually remembered all the stuff I said consciously. I would never say that, but now I still remember everything from that tape, which like opened up something like you're saying, Austin. And I remember that there were like in Atlantis, there's like a tubular train system, and everyone like was in the train station, very advanced tubular type transport, and loads of people, like all men, women,
Was it?
children, families, all these
Was
Atlanteans. And my understanding of Atlantis is way different than what people perceive it to be. Atlantis is somewhere, and it's still very much active. It's
Did
like,
you see a magnet? Was the train magnetic? Do you know anything about what you saw with the train? Because I've seen something
all I
similar to that
remember
too.
is like
The-
I remember a tubular transports. The whole thing was like a tube, and people would go in and out of this tube, and they'd go wherever they wanted to go. Atlantis is quite big. Atlantis, from my memory, is so big that what they're looking for in this frequency, they'll never find. It's on a slightly different frequency. That's why they don't find it.
okay, that's
Like
weird.
there's
Wow.
different multiple Earth realities.
Yeah, yeah,
There's a
yeah. That
different
makes sense.
reality for Atlantis that is thriving, spiritually advanced, and totally different than the historic understanding of Atlantis as we know it in our history, our galactic history about ancient history of Earth. They're still trying to find Atlantis, but the Atlanteans still exist. They're very advanced. I mean, what I remember in this thing when she took me out of hypnotism is I was talking about Atlantis, and I was going there. I didn't know where I was supposed to go with this thing. I'd never been hypnotized in my life. And like, oh, this is crazy. All these people, there's so many people. I just remember just a lot of people underground in like an underground city, that Atlantis was not a surface world. This Atlantis was underground. That's all I can remember, really. I don't know exactly where it is, but I know it exists.
Now it's funny that you mentioned a train because I don't know what I saw, but I saw one time a train. It was a huge tunnel. This tunnel was like, I want to say half of a football field, but this
Yeah.
train, there was so much room for this train, but it was underground and it was on some type of magnetic railing system or something like that. Um,
Mm.
I don't know too much about. So I was just trying to pick your brain, see what you saw there. Maybe that kind of matched up a little bit. And like I said last
Yeah,
time, I
no,
try to
it's
like piece
different.
things together sometimes. Like a little spiritual string, and then you pull it, like aha.
Yeah, see, and there's stuff there. I have to find the tape because I have it somewhere. I kept the tape. I'd have to actually listen to it. There was
Nice.
a lot more to that than meets the eye, but just goes to show. I think I'd like to have us from time to time when somebody has a story where they can't remember the encounters with the space people. If you're willing to do it, Grace, once in a while, we'll do a segment where people can come here and we can all learn from that too. I think it'd be a good thing to do. What do you think?
I like to share something with you too as well.
Oh,
I
great. You
remember
have
this
your
one
mic on.
time.
Your mic
Oh,
you got your mic silent.
It's
You're
fine.
doing, you're doing a Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
oh,
Listen, I will. This is so funny because I couldn't
can you
see
hear
the
me?
mic that was muted. Like, it's so funny when you're doing the live, you're actually on the camera. I couldn't see where the mic was, so I thought I forgot I muted it. Um, yeah, there's a lot of little nifty tricks now when you can go live on camera and you get to we get to reach 1,000 likes. There's a lot of more things that happen on TikTok. It's interesting. Uh, I was going to say, Commander, I know we discussed this already, and Rabbit, I know you're listening. I'd like to create an event where we
I'm here.
can
I
do
just got a bad
this.
connection, but
Yeah,
I'm
the
here.
connection. Okay. Uh, where we can offer this as a group
Right.
meditation, and then it could be a more advanced, more involved, and then we can pick a topic, whatever it is. Like I had
Yeah.
mentioned the child time travel meditation.
Yeah.
You go back to yourself as a child. It's fantastic. And I think a lot of that is connected to encounter experiences, and many
Yeah, it
people
is.
that at least what I'm learning, when there's some things that have gone on in life, and that's life in general. But anyway, I think we should consider an event, like we're doing we're doing the special event on the 12th, the meditation
Right.
event, that this time travel event could be something we offer here.
Yeah, we could do that. And maybe James can he's really good at the studio production of video, more than I'll ever. I mean, I'm not that good at that stuff because I never really focused on it. But
Yeah.
maybe what we can do, I'm going to send you information also. about this thing I was getting told by the command for us to do. I tried to create a poster or a picture of it. I've got the concept, so I want to share it with you and see what you guys think. But the command wants to have just saying, Commander, after you do the Middle Eastern event, you need to do this event. You need to show like a collage or something of a event about the Middle East where you talk about it and bring people in to talk. I said, well, we're doing the meditation. Kedar Maka says, well, yes, that's extremely important, but you need to create a dialogue one after. So after the meditation one, we created another event with dialogue because there's a lot of friction. He says friction. He sees through my eyes these different TikTokers, and some are trying to bring an understanding, but others are friction that they're right, they're so right, and the other, So he says, Kedar Maka says, you need to do another thing. You need to create an event where you bring all the people together to talk about what's going on in their heads and break it down, break their belief systems down. So I said, okay, I'll talk to my group here on Earth and we'll see what happens. He wants us to do something in the future of that.
Very interesting. I think that's great. Absolutely. I mean, it's
Yeah, you know me. We're definitely down for a talk.
Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Kedar
And
Maka,
yeah,
he also is going to want to speak on a separate event. He wants to be speaking through me, meaning for those that don't understand what I'm
Vocal
speaking of,
channeling.
I'm not channeling. Nope. I don't channel. I am a telepathic communicator, so I don't channel anything. I don't listen to channels. He
Vocal
comes
channeling.
into he actually comes into my body, which is not a possession. So he tries to translate it into English with that. It's hard for me to put it in some a framework that everybody would understand. I'm not possessed at all. He comes into my body. We have an agreement. I don't channel anything. I don't filter anything. He can actually run the controls of the radio station. I've had
That's
him do
vocal
that before.
channeling.
I'll
Where
say
you're not.
again.
That's vocal channeling. That's what I want to do. That's my highest passion.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to call anything. I don't even give it a name. He tells me he
I
just
just
comes
go
in.
with the flow.
He tells me directly that he comes into my body, and he does. He comes into my. There's another
Beautiful.
word. It's called integration. Integration is the word he'll use for now. He's talking to me right now as I'm talking here. He says, "Tell them we integrate into your body. We do not channel." So he's speaking, and he's saying, "We integrate into your body. I do not channel." He wants me to make that clear. So, you know, I've been working with him for
Okay.
over 20 years. So
Nice.
it's just different. So the words we use here on Earth, Kedar Maka, if I was able to speak his language, which I only can do is translate what he says in English, and I thank God for that, because else I wouldn't even know what I'm saying. But he is really watching things clearly, and this is just happening now. He's talking to me, and this can happen anytime. And he's saying, "Stay focused." He says, "Stay focused." He says everyone needs to stay focused on your planet. And I said, yeah, everyone needs to stay focused. He'll get more into that, but he wants us to stay focused.
Now, is
mhm.
this being your guide? What's the connection?
He's not my guide. He actually is very close to me off planet.
Okay.
I'm going to reveal this for the first time. He says, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. So my true father, not my biological father, my true father was Kedar Manka. He is my father from where I come from. He's with the Sagittarian Council of the Ashtar Command. So I never reveal too much about that,
Wait
but
a
he says, it's
second.
okay, it's okay. So he is my
That's a big
father from beyond Earth.
admonition. That's a big thing there, Commander.
Yes.
That's cool.
Only a few people have known that. My friend Athena from LA, who's from Venus, who is been with the contactees before I even knew her. She says, Kedar Manka is your father. And I'll have to show you a picture, a drawing of an image of what he would look like. I have a picture.
Can
I
you
don't have it
describe
here
them?
now. He's has a very confident stature. He's like an olive-colored skin, and he has dark hair. In the picture that was painted of him, he's wearing some sort of a helmet of some sort, like with a gold thing on it. But they said that's Kedar Manka. I will show a picture of him one day. I have it in another meditation room. I have the picture of him. I will try to find it and show it to you on one of our broadcasts here.
Commander,
So yeah,
somebody, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I just want to mention this. David M. asked, is it the voice, your own thoughts?
no, I appreciate that, David. Very good question. Nope, very much not. All Kedar Manka is doing when he integrates into my body is he speaks. I don't filter anything. I basically am at that point, I'll use the term conduit, which might be a better terminology, a conduit where he speaks through me. If you understand the definition of a conduit, that's what Kedar Manka is. He is from a very Christed level of light within the Sagittarian Council of the what we call Ashtar Galactic Command or Ashtar Command. And he says, he's talking to me right now as I speak. He says, no, it's not his own thoughts. It is I who is speaking through him and speaking, and he is presenting telepathically my information to you. And he's doing that right now. So when you see me in a certain specific state, I don't talk like this. When I talk generally on this show, I talk like I normally talk. And I am still doing that. But now you can see my energy has shifted because he wants to speak a little bit. He is coming through just a little bit to speak. If he was fully engulfed in my physical form, my energy would be shifted 100%, completely different.
Can I add something to what you're saying to David too, so he understands something too? That voice that you hear in your head, that you think that, this sounds exactly like you think you're talking to yourself, that's your higher self. So the more that you listen to that higher self, the more better connection you're going to get. Okay. So you might, you're not crazy, that's you. So that's the difference. I just want to explain that to you in case you didn't know, David.
Good point. And that is your higher self, David. If you hear anything like that in yourself, listen to it. It's your higher self. Every human being, David, has a higher self. Everybody does. There are
Yeah.
billions of people that don't realize they have a higher aspect of self, which is the higher self. Some people call it the spiritual self or the spirit within you, but the spirit within you is your higher self. The
So,
spirit within you knows everything.
mm-hmm. So for people that don't know what a higher self is, so you might think, oh, my higher self is probably just like me, a being just looks exactly like me that's, high vibrating and, knows way more than I know. Well, your higher self, there's kind of a pyramid. So you have different beings that are different versions of you, but they are still your higher self. And there's like a pyramid. And it goes up. There's different names for it. So your higher self, just like your lower self would be, because everything is happening in the now. So your lower self would be, your 21, 22 and down, or whatever your age is and down, right? Because you're still living in those realms. You don't die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And as you heal yourself, it trickles down to your lower self. So to them, you're their higher self. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So that's how that
and
works.
Sheffield
Isn't
says
that
your
interesting?
soul is the most authentic form. So
Right.
your soul is the very key of who you are. When your soul decides to take off at night, which it does, you can say your soul, your higher self. When your soul, the human soul, takes off, it says, "Okay, you're sleeping, you're good. I'm going to go off somewhere to another planet," and then it comes back, and you say, "Okay, my soul's back in my body." So your body's like a space suit, you know. Look at yourself as your body being the spacesuit. You're inside the spacesuit, which is your body. So your soul is protected by your bodysuit, which is your physical body. But your soul is, in essence, the one that can go anywhere it wishes to go. And it
And
can
right,
take the body with
right.
you. If it goes on a spaceship, you meet a space being from another planet and you're awake, your soul says quietly, "We're going." And your soul will tell your mind, "We're going." The mind doesn't tell the soul what to do. The soul tells the mind what to do. You see, the soul is the more powerful aspect of self. And once people understand that point, it would allow you to go wherever you wish. But too many people still use this. This is the thing people use because they've been taught this is where it's at.
Well, you
But
disconnect
no,
from
it's
all
in
that.
here. Yeah.
Yeah. All that's disconnected. Once you get to that point, you start popping out of your body. Your consciousness spreads. You have more of awareness of what's going around. You
Yeah.
may not know exactly what you're seeing, but intuitively you're picking up and you understand what's
Yeah.
going on with you somewhat. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Absolutely.
And to answer your question, SML, you're right. Source is your higher self. Like when you go all the way up to the ladder, we all trickle down from source, right? We're different. We're different points of view, different points of source acting out a different point of source. So depending on how, quote unquote, how far you want to go down the rabbit hole,
That's right.
you can't really say bad people are bad people, because at the end of the day, if you really look at it spiritually, you have to go to point A to go to point B. You have to learn, you have to grow consciously, and you have to evolve. My last lifetime, I was a killer. I was an assassin. And today, I would never in a million years hurt anybody or myself. I love everybody. So, going through my experience again, this is my experience. Going through my experience and stuff, I realized there's no hell, and hell is what we make, right? We have free will. So, like, if I want to go up to Commander and give him a hug and say, hey, let's go out to dinner, that's my choice. Or if I want to go up and stab him, I got consequences. I might get raped in prison. I might get killed. They might, anything might happen. That's the hell
And
I
I
can be
know he would
living
never
in.
want to stab me because I'm the commander.
Never, never. I would never hurt anybody. And like I said, I love everybody. And once everyone understands that we're all one, that unconditional love, there's no stipulations that are attached to that. A lot of people don't know that, and it's crazy, but I love how the world's flipping and everyone's dipping their toes in spirituality now. And if you notice, there's so many mass sightings of UFOs these days, more and more. I love it. It's
Right.
great.
And the crazy reason why, and we're going to be on here for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to call it a night for everybody. I would do this all night if I could, but the spirit within me says you need to rest, Commander. And so I listened to that. But I think we've had a good show. One of the things I wanted to say, I'm almost forgetting what it was now, and it was really important. Or maybe it'll just come back to me. But it's just so important that people realize that all these things are happening, these sightings that Austin's talking about. Why do you think all these things are happening now? There are people saying, Commander, people I know, like on Facebook, will say, what's all going on here? What's all this happening? Now, I've got a lot of people in our Ashtar groups on Facebook. I have two Ashtar groups there. One is our Ashtar group, and one is our CE5 Ashtar group. And people ask me, what's going on? I have a lot of people, I belong to a lot of Facebook groups that are cosmically awakened, probably over 100 different groups for the last number of years. And I post all the spaceship videos in all the groups. Although Facebook is trying to stop me because the algorithm doesn't like it. I'm now blocked for 6 days from posting. If you have Facebook, I can't post in groups for 6 days because I posted too much. And the algorithm thinks I'm spamming, but I'm in
Oh, wow.
a good, so, a lot of that thing is to control the information. So I'm trying to get
Absolutely.
smarter than the algorithm. So now I figured if I do 5 a day of the same video, eventually I'll get over to 50 or 60 or 70 or 100 groups that I belong to. So now I'm going to cut it down to 5 a day on Facebook of the spaceship videos and see 6 days later, I'm going to do that and see, and then leave it alone, maybe go another day. I'm trying to play games with the computer there, and it's trying to think how to get around it. But that's a whole nother story. My main point is that there are things happening that are totally not in our control now. And when I say that, I don't mean on the earth, I mean beyond the earth. So when I talk about out of our control, that's the best thing possible. It's out of our control. Because so far, for a long time on this earth, there were power structures created that thought they were controlling everything. Now these power structures are losing control. They're not coming out publicly on national TV in Europe or Scandinavia or Asia, Africa, and saying, we've lost control of everything because of the space people that are coming here. And the
Yeah.
fact of the matter is, they have no control over what's coming. Nobody
And
does.
and these are the same people that control China, control the U.S. They're all the same people. They contribute the war. They the banks make billions off of it, and they give guns to each side, and it's all the same people that run the world. Like these people, the elite, but it's all coming to the end, and they're scared, they're nervous, and they're trying to keep everyone docile. That's why they got the news on. They want to keep you in fear. They want to tell you who
And
you like,
now,
who to hate,
yeah.
who to be racist to, who's the bad
And now, you know
people.
what? And one of the things they're afraid of is this show. All their people that are monitoring this show, the DOD and all these other people in other countries that are monitoring encounters, and I'm sure they come in here. They're afraid of the power that we have cosmically now. They cannot stop what's coming. None of them. I mean, you might have a cousin or relative in a country that has high security clearance, and they know what's going on. They know what's coming. We know what's coming. Wait till
And
we
one
have
thing,
our guest on. I'm shy. Shai is going to probably come back on soon. She's been very busy overseas, but I know she's got tons of information that she is waiting to be able to have time to breathe. Come on here and share it. We're
Yeah, I
going to
can't wait
be
to hear.
we're going to be busting the matrix even more with Shy when she does come on. You're going to hear information, folks, that not any major network around the world has. No cable news, nobody. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, and I was
once
going
you
to
know
say,
some, sorry.
Commander, just one quick thing, and then I'm going to sign off. Just guys in the room, be really cautious about who you get on this TikTok app with, because there are some people out there that are propagandists, and they are
Oh yeah,
peddling some really wicked, scary stuff.
yeah, and none of it's true.
Mhm.
And some of
It's
it is just so toxic. It's so bad. If you want to talk about lower level,
yeah,
sinking like immediately, like a brick sinks in the water. You throw a brick in the water and droop,
yeah,
sinks right
yeah.
down.
With a chain, and then take you down, down, down.
They want to throw you
So
off.
whatever you do, don't listen to any of those people on TikTok. Just come here for the real deal with the commander and Grace. Austin's here. We got down the rabbit hole here. We have so many good people here that have found this show because this is the real deal, folks. This
And
is the
then,
real deal. You know it's the real deal.
thank you.
You
I'm
know
gonna head out. Good night,
where are you going?
Commander. I know,
Bye,
Have
right?
Grace.
You
fun.
Good
gotta
seeing
go.
Are
you.
you going for a swim in the water of Groton or on the beach late at night? I hope your
Let me
husband
tell
is going to
you,
be with
did
you.
you see last night's sky? Last night's sky was crazy, beautiful. Um,
Well, really, truly, we're going to let you go to sleep. Austin, thanks for coming up, man. Hey, down the
Yeah,
rabbit hole. I hope
absolutely.
the connection gets better. We have to amp up his connection on his area of Florida.
No, it's
You know,
when I'm traveling, and there's no Wi-Fi, it's rough.
but you know what? You can call one of the spaceships of the Ashtar Command, and they have a free Wi-Fi where you can be broadcasting throughout the universe.
I
There's no
think the
charge.
problem is I get in touch with the Ashtar Command, and the government just likes to block me.
No, that's not going to happen with you, man. Not going to happen. All right, everybody. Hey, everybody, take care.
good
We
night,
have some
Austin.
final giftings
Have a good
before we
night.
go
Good
for the
night,
commander.
guys.
The commander would like some final giftings tonight. So if you wish to do a TikTok gift, that's one option. With TikTok coins, whatever gift you want, pizza pies. If I haven't seen any big galaxies yet, if somebody wants to throw something our way, I'm really going to push the gifting before you end. We had a few gifts tonight, but we'd like to get everybody involved. Oh, thank you so much. Every gift counts here. It really helps. Become a subscriber. Subscribing is not expensive. It's 37 right now of 100. We're looking to get to 100 monthly subscribers on here. Thank you. Now, wow, I didn't realize that I had that green energy coming out of my eyes. That's wicked. That's really good. We like that so much. But I want to thank everybody. If we can get one individual human being with enough TikTok coins to do a galaxy, that would be great. Is there anyone out there who's willing to jump in on the gifting chart and say, "Oh, I got 2,000, I got 2,000 coins. I think I can afford the commander a coin. No, I think I'll give him a galaxy." Killer Kelsey, thank you so much. Thank you. We love all these gifts that are popping up here. Every gift counts. whether it's little or big, it doesn't matter. It's all coming from the same place, you know. So we love everybody here. And we're going to get ready to go off planet. So thanks again Late, thank you for the galaxy. Late, you're amazing, man. You always come through. Thank you. And thanks to everybody. Whether it's a big galaxy, whether it's a pizza pie, whether it's a happy face, just whatever. We actually just did our goal here. That's amazing. All right, everybody, take care. Peace, love, and light. Encounters will be with you again tomorrow night. And who knows who we're going to have on here. So we're hoping Michei she's been so busy, we're hoping to get her back on because I know she'll have so much to talk to us about. And when she does come on, we're going to do an exclusive interview with her. So we're going to skip having a lot of people on at the same time. When Shai comes on, we're going to give her exclusive communications with all of you here. So take care, everybody. Good night, Chesno. Thanks for being here, man. Everybody, Marinette, anyone who's out here, take care, and we'll catch you later. Mystic Marvin, everybody.